With the AMD Z1 Extreme APU in the Legion Go, you can play a ton of PC games with great performance, but many titles, especially newer, harder to run games, benefit a ton from technology like FSR, RSR, and RIS on AMD devices. But we often see some questions and misunderstanding around these features, so we thought it would be worth a quick video in order to explain what each of these technologies do and when you should probably use them. So let's get right into it and we'll talk about these useful AMD features. FSR, or Fidelity FX Super Resolution, is an in-game feature usually in graphics settings. Simply go into the settings of any game with in-game FSR support and enable it. With the desired performance setting, it will render your game at a lower resolution based on your selection like quality, balanced performance, etc., and upscale it to the native display resolution. This boosts performance while working to maintain image quality the best possible. FSR 1 is a spatial upscaler, and while it works well, this first generation of FSR isn't able to maintain as much image quality or performance boost in comparison to FSR 2, which uses temporal upscaling. This provides much more information for the upscaler, resulting in better image quality. Now, we also have FSR 3 these days, and it can be a little confusing as to what these are. So basically, it's FSR 2 in its updated form, combined with a new technology called fluid motion frames or frame generation, a feature that aims in general to double your frame rate or more. It can come with its own issues as well, but it is a great option, especially on these handhelds. This all combined makes up the great feature suite of FSR 3. FSR is really all about upscaling, frame generation, and image quality, all while working to help improve the image quality and performance of your games. Now, what about RSR? RSR, or Radeon Super Resolution, is a spatial upscaler similar to FSR 1, but this is at the AMD driver level and not an in-game feature. This is intended more for games that don't support FSR, not a replacement for it. The way this works is that you go into the AMD software, go to Gaming, then Graphics, and activate RSR. You can also use some hotkey setups if you'd rather go that way, or jump over into your quick access menu button here for Legion Space, go to your performance or general tab here, and you can see at the bottom Radeon Super Resolution. You can kick it on and off there. It does seem to default to 100% on the sliding scale, but it's there for you to be able to turn on and off easily. Once RSR is on, open up the game you want to play, go into the game's graphics settings, and lower the in-game resolution where you want it. RSR will then upscale to your native resolution, similar to how FSR 1 works, giving you similar performance to that lower resolution, but upscaling it to your native display for a better image quality. This has worked well for me in titles that are missing FSR features completely. Okay, so I want to make mention of RIS, or Radeon Image Sharpening. There's often some confusion about this one, so I figured I would touch on it. RIS doesn't do any upscaling or performance enhancing. If anything, you could actually lose a slight bit of performance by using it, though you really shouldn't. It's simply an image sharpening filter. You can access this in the AMD software in Gaming and Graphics, just like I was talking about with RSR, and click it on and off there. Once you turn it on, there's going to be a slider bar for the amount of sharpening that you want the image to have in game, so you can tweak it to your liking. RIS isn't a replacement for the FSR or RSR features, but meant to work alongside upscalers and anti-aliasing features to clean up or sharpen the image. Some FSR and anti-aliasing can soften or blur the image a bit. Using some RIS at little cost can help bring a lot of the image back and looking better. So for a quick recap of when to use these features, typically when it comes to FSR and RSR, you always want to use the in-game features over the in-driver features. So if a game has FSR, use that over RSR unless it's a unique situation for your game. If your game has no in-game FSR options, then you want to use RSR at the driver level for your upscaling. If your game is a bit soft or seems blurry, especially using FSR 1, RSR, or TAA anti-aliasing, or similar, you can turn on RIS and adjust the sharpening to your liking and clean that up. Okay guys, a fairly simple video explaining what these AMD features are and how to use them, when you might want to click them on. Hopefully this was helpful for anyone who has struggled with these and what to use them on. AMD offers a great set of features these days for boosting performance and image quality in games. It's worth taking advantage of these, especially on the handhelds such as the Legion Go. Alright guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. Hopefully you got something from it. We appreciate you coming to watch as always, and we'll see you in the next one.